Hi, Leo. Welcome to your mid-February 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. Ooh, I haven't gotten this one in a while. Death card, but it's such a nice, cheery card. Okay, well, I'm kind of not surprised that a couple of the cards that I got speak of endings because you're going to have a full moon in your sign. I think some of you might know this. I think it's around February 18th, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to be at a late degree of Leo, like 28 degrees. So, as far as I'm concerned, and this applies to everybody, that when you have a full moon at a late degree, it's a real ending. So sometimes the endings are like incremental, or maybe like with earlier degrees, with a full moon, it's more like revealing something that's been secret, and this is more of a resolution of that issue. So I don't know if that's correct, but that's just how I sense it might be. So we have a couple of cards that speak of that, kind of closure, endings. And even the number 9 can be a number of endings as well. And this is the 9 of Wands. So maybe even that part of yourself with that full moon, that letting go of that. But this is actually a card that's associated with boundaries, and that's why there's a fence there. And you see the fire coming out of that wand, because that's the element that's connected to wands, is fire, and you're fire. So how I interpret this is that it's really about coming to a point of no return, where you're saying to somebody, I have allowed you to get away with so much, and I'm done. It's funny. I actually put that in the title, like, you're so done. Stick a fork in it. You're done, Aquarius, which is the opposite sign. And I was talking about that full moon because both of you guys, that both signs have that opposition from the 1st to 7th house, just in different opposite sun moon positions. So for you, the sun is in the marital sector, and the full moon is in your house. So it's like you ending something in your life that is connected to marriage. And so it could be, in both cases, it could be that a marriage, a partnership that has been perhaps having struggles with it already, is finally being let go of, or that you realize that you have to let go of it. But it's really coming from you, the letting go part, because the full moon is in your sign in the 1st house, Leo. So maybe you have to let go of this dream that you had, that this was going to be it. Maybe you have to let go of your ego, that you wanted to be seen as infallible, or that your relationship was perfect. Maybe there was like kind of that front, that false front in front of the relationship that wasn't really the real deal. But whatever the case is, making peace with it allows you to fully move on. I'm not saying that everybody that is coupled is getting divorced or going to break up, not by a long shot. The important thing to note is that Saturn is in that seventh house. Saturn is in Aquarius. There's a lot going on, and even into March in that seventh house. And so if you've been avoiding relationship issues and there's been other things to distract you, you might have to put your full attention on that for a change. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. In the past position, we have the Death card. I still can't figure out. It almost looks like a person without a face. It fell on the floor. A person without a face in that scarf. I really don't get this one. Maybe kind of a portal, but there's like light shining through it. But it's interesting that they say death, rebirth, because there's always that rebirth that comes with death. You can't have death without rebirth. Something doesn't just keel over and die. It makes space for something new to emerge. And this is like the old self. And again, when you have the full moon in your sign, that's like a death of sorts. It's an ending. So what is the rebirth? I mean, that's the important thing. The death is about being able to gracefully let go of things and see that everything has a season and not try to cling to it. It's just like if you have an item that you consider valuable stolen, how much emphasis do you place on it? How much attachment do you have? Or can you see that everything is temporary, even, material objects come and go? And the same thing with some relationships. It's not that you just, out of sight, out of mind, but it's not that everything has to last forever. The higher message is the Ace of Cups, just what I was saying, that rebirth, that new love coming into your life, making space for it. You have a big heart, Leo. So anything that is ending, and it would be ending because you're kind of putting your foot down and saying no more. So an example would be cheating. If somebody's cheating on you, this tears at people's sense of self-worth when somebody cheats. I mean, my personal belief is we don't own another person. And if you do not take something to heart and you don't take somebody else's cheating as a sign that you're no good, then it's not going to affect you as adversely. But it doesn't mean that this is something that you want to occur in your relationship. And it might be very damaging to allow that to continue. So that's what boundaries are for, but you have to enforce those boundaries. And being able to do so, you can bring new love into your life by sometimes the boundary, if it's broken, then you have to walk away from it. Even if you were hoping that the other person would change, and if they didn't, And this is kind of speaking to the challenge card, which is the World in the challenge position. This is the last card of the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana cards, I got the Death card. I got 2 out of the 6 cards are Major Arcana. There are less Major Arcana cards by far than the Minor Arcana. Minor Arcana can be like the day-to-day events, and the Major Arcana are major events. So the last card, the World, is about completion. Tying up those loose ends, the end of a cycle. Are you going to try to prolong the inevitable? What's that term? Not prolong the inevitable. Are you trying to, whatever. I'm having an extended brain fart here. That thing, the thing. Prolong the inevitable works. So, if something is meant to leave you or die out, which sounds really bad, let it. and welcome, have faith that this isn't a random chaotic universe, and there's a reason for everything that happens. As much of a cliche, a new agey cliche as that is, it still is true, right? Or I think it's true. I love that color, that background color. It's kind of like a pink orange. What's coming in is the Two of Pentacles. This is a card of kind of juggling something. Sometimes it can be, like if this is connected to work, you may be ready to move on to a more creative or more spiritual occupation. And the Two of Pentacles can have you working two jobs in the meantime while you're transitioning into that type of environment. You might have a lot on your plate. This is kind of like the juggler trying to juggle. It might be a hectic time for you, but I think a lot of Leo people kind of like hectic because you have a lot of energy, and that can, kind of distract you from anything emotional that might be accompanying this situation. The outcome is the King of Cups. Now, of course, we can interpret this different ways. If you have a person in your life that you have, that the Ace of Cups might be hinting at, that is a water sign, has like a strong water signature. He's got like a fish around his neck, so I don't know if that would be Pisces, but the one that you tend to go towards or gravitate or are attracted to is Scorpio. And the other water sign is Cancer. Then maybe it's that. King of Cups can be a counselor, a spiritual advisor, somebody, a life coach, somebody who is helping you to navigate these changes in your life. And there might be even more than I'm even suggesting that's going on. King of Cups can be an aspect of you that you are maturing emotionally. That what used to throw you for a loop is now, you can see the progress. I'm also a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarian sun sign. And fire signs are emotional too. We think that water is the only emotional sign. No, fire signs are emotional in a different way, but still emotional. And I can see my emotional growth. It isn't necessarily immaculate, perfect, but it is there. And it's like, it's so nice to see that, because you know that you used to be a different way, that you would react in a different way. And you can see how more collected you are, less rash, kind of being impulsive in how you handle a situation when you feel emotionally charged. All of these things can make you feel like you are growing spiritually. So that can be good too. So in any case, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. And if you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.